My name is Pitt and I am a psych nurse practitioner student. This patient I saw today is a 40-year-old African American male with a history of bipolar 1 disorder. Patient lives in Atlanta, Georgia. Patient is returning for follow-up care of medication management and for his bipolar 1 disorder. Patient is alert and oriented ×4. Patient presented the visit by himself. He's appropriately dressed, noted with good hygiene, with good eye contact, no tics, dyskinetic movements, EPS tremors. His affect and mood were not congruent. Patient denies psychosis, gross cognitive deficits. Memory is good, insight is good, judgment is fair, impulse is fair, pressured speech, and hyperverbal. Patient denies SIHI, plan and intent, denies AVH. My first contact with this patient was in the chemical dependency recovery program. This patient was very loud in group. When he laughed, he could be heard throughout the module. He always had a lot to say in group. He clearly had some mania going on. He had to learn to wait his turn. I continued to observe this patient for about 4 weeks in group. I realized that something was wrong with him. It was more than the alcohol he was consuming. My preceptor also confirmed that something was not quite right with him as well. I scheduled an intake appointment for a patient to meet with me per my preceptor's instructions. I interviewed this patient. This patient had a great impact on me while telling me about his life stories. I discovered that he was in prison for 10 years. He grew up in a dysfunctional home. He was an alcoholic. He states he could not communicate with anyone. His friends and colleagues would not listen to what he had to say because he would get very, very angry and start using profane languages. He was spending all of his money, then he felt badly about it. He was hypersexual. He had racing thoughts. Anxious all the time, unable to sleep in a span of about 3 days at any given time. As a result, people did not want to be around him. Patient states, I knew something was wrong with me, but I just did not know what. This was a lot of information for me to process at that time. What I realized that day was that as a psych nurse practitioner, I have to listen to my patients in a non-judgmental manner. I have to offer self and I have to offer hope to these patients. Also, I have to offer resources. I have to place referrals for patients to access the necessary care. If I did not listen to his story that day, I would have had no clue that he experienced all of these challenges, and I would have judged him negatively. I further realized patients are depending on us to make appropriate medical decisions by them. I developed a great rapport with my patient that day. I diagnosed him with bipolar 1 disorder. With assistance from my preceptor, I started patient on trileptal 150 milligrams for his mood, 1 in the morning and 2 at night, and then Zoloft 50 milligrams once daily to help with anxiety and sleep. This patient had an amazing turnaround. His symptoms greatly improved. We didn't even realize he was in group. Now I feel that I fully comprehend the role of a psych nurse practitioner. It is an extremely important role. Patients are dependent on us to make a difference in their lives. My personal strength that day was listening to my patient in a non-judgmental way and also building a therapeutic relationship where caring took place. I was satisfied that I offered self by fully zooming in to listen to what my patient had to share. It was an honor for me to share my patient's life experiences. In addition, not allowing my personal views and beliefs to interfere with my patient's care. Limitations were trying to handle all of patient's challenges in one visit, but I had to learn that it is a process. Patient states, I'm so happy to know exactly what I have. Just seeing the look of relief in his face and eyes was worth $1 million. I learned that everyone has a story and they need to tell it. And it is only by listening that I will be able to hear patients' stories in order to implement the appropriate care. So, in further practice, I will continue to listen to my patients and allow them to tell their stories for more positive outcomes. Thank you.